Hey guys, what's going on? Apocalyptic Pimp here, and I want to talk to you about E3 real quick. I want to give y'all my rapid fire breakdown of E3. This is what I thought were the most interesting things about E3. This is a personal opinion. You don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. It's perfectly fine. But this is just going to be like what I thought was the most interesting, the most disappointing, and what I felt made E3 a little bit interesting. Not a lot, because overall it was a major disappointment overall, like as a whole. But all right, let's get this started. Let's start with the conferences. Let's start with the conferences. Something simple. So Microsoft had their conference on Sunday, and their presentation was good. The stage looked really nice. They looked like they're trying to look nice for gaming. Like, hey, we're really awesome. We look great. Blah 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 blah. Which is cool. But the games. Microsoft. What's going on? Like, I don't have a problem with, you know, them showing off games that aren't exclusives or whatever. That's cool. Obviously, like, it's about showing off games. E3 is about showing off what's the future of gaming. That's awesome. But the lack of Microsoft exclusivity is not a good thing when they're not selling well as a whole. Like, Xbox hasn't been selling well since the beginning of this console generation. And they have Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay 2. Crackdown, it's interesting, but are people really going to buy a $500 console for a Crackdown? I don't think so. Sea of Thieves, are people really going to buy a $500 console? Absolutely not. Are people going to buy a $500 console for State of Decay? Maybe. Maybe. That's definitely possible. But the thing with that is, it's like $500? You reached a $500 price point. Now let's talk about this. $500 is that point where you're like, I could spend $100 more or $150 more and get a PC that can do whatever this console is doing better. Because it's true, I'm very confident in the ability of dropping an extra $150 and finding a PC that can do it better. I'm very confident in that. But this is the other part of it, is why would anybody even want to spend the $500 when they could spend $400 on a console that's upscaling to 4K, when your eyes can't tell the difference between upscaling to 4K and freaking standard, true native 4K. Your eyes aren't that good to tell the difference. Now, your eyes are good enough to tell the difference between 30 frames per second and 60. I'll tell you that. There are some people whose eyes are good enough to see that. And then there's this. How is it that one day later they get caught in a lie about their new console? You announce it on Sunday, and Monday people are like, is it really 60 frames per second? And then somebody comes out like, no, it's not. It's 30 frames per second. Why? Just tell the people from the beginning. Like, these lies are a part of what is causing the rift in the gaming industry. Because there's a rift. There's a rift. I'm not talking about like, oh my god, good, bad, evil. No, no, no. I'm talking about like the difference between Sony, Microsoft, and PC. There's a rift. There's a big rift created in terms of like, PC's conference was terrible. It was just garbage. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the fan base they're trying to talk to. They don't know their gamers. That was disgusting. We're not even going to talk about it. We're just going to leave it. It was disgusting. Microsoft is like not trying to target gamers while trying to target gamers. Because they're not showing you what they know you want, or what they should know you want. And they've also had extremely big failures over the last couple of years with Halo. The last Halo that came out was terrible. Gears of War 4 was good, and then, like, what else? What are they doing? Most people aren't spending $500 on that console. I'm sorry. You're not selling most people. Some people will. Like, sure, some people will. But you're not selling a lot of people. You're not. Not like that. Not like that. Unless you start announcing some sort of extra special exclusive, you're not. Because people can go spend $400 on a Pro and prepare for Days Gone, God of War. They can get Anthem 2 because it's not exclusive, and most of the time games do look better on the PS4. It's a fact. If you're an Xbox fanboy, get over it. The facts are the facts. Most games tend to look better on Sony. Sorry. Feelings are hurt, deal with it. Less money on a console. It can do 4K upscaling, or if the developers do checkerboarding on the game, blah, 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 blah. And it can do 60 frames per second on a bunch of games. What am I missing? You get more power, but you get more power with $500, but it's restricted power. It's restrictive. It's being held back by itself. You get less power and it's not being restricted, plus it has the better games. I'd rather spend the $400, which I think Sony should have dropped it to $350, and we would have been good. I wouldn't have minded. Oh, and let's go over the whole, but what about the PS5? They didn't even mention the PS5. PS5 this, the PS5 would kill the Xbox One X. It would murder it completely. Okay, fine. If they were to have mentioned the PlayStation 5, the world would have tipped over on its side. The console gaming world, PC people don't really care, except for when it comes to exclusives. But other than that, it doesn't matter. The world would have tipped over on its side. Fine. This is true. If a PlayStation 5 would have been announced, people would have totally flipped their shit. But they're not going to announce it right now. Because they have the Pro. They're trying to see if this Xbox One X thing really takes off or not. I'm pretty sure that's what Sony's doing. Because they've got the Pro. And if the Xbox One X starts to pop off really big, they can just drop the Pro to $350 and people are going to immediately start backpedaling on spending $500 or $350. Because from $350 to $500, you could buy the console and buy 2 games, and probably buy some DLC for one of the 2 games. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. And then, if it keeps popping off, then they can probably announce a PlayStation 5. Because I don't doubt that there's a PlayStation 5 I'm sorry, guys. Stumbled on my words. I don't doubt that there's a PlayStation 5 in development. But I doubt that Sony needs to drop it right now. They don't need to announce it right now. Could they tease it to get you even more hyped and to make Microsoft look bad? Sure. But the point is, Microsoft needs to make themselves look good before Sony can make them look bad. Because on their own, they make themselves look bad. And that's kind of the truth. So that's what I think of the conferences. Now let's do a rundown of the game trailers and the quick little bit of gameplay that some of the games, of some of the games that they showed. Assassin's Creed Origins looks fantastic and interesting. It looks like exactly what the Assassin's Creed franchise needed, which is a major reboot that will differentiate itself from the last 4 Assassin's Creed games. That's really good. It's a positive way. Anthem looks like it's amazingly interesting. I want to see more gameplay. Spider-Man, I swear to God, I thought I was watching a movie. I didn't even think it was a game until I saw the button prompts come up. I thought it was a goddamn movie. Days Gone keeps reminding me of Last of Us, and it is ridiculously amazing how it reminds me of Last of Us. And God of War was just God of goddamn War. Amazing. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Love y'all. Peace.